Group B was an era that demonstrated just what rally could be. The set of regulations introduced for rally cars in 1982 laid out very few restrictions. Manufacturers had a lot of freedom over car design or size, engine type or power output, as well as material choice. As a result, Group B created a revolution in the way rally cars were designed and raced. Despite only having a short history, with Group B being cancelled at the end of 1986 due to its high cost for teams, along with high fatality rates for drivers and spectators, across its life a number of truly iconic cars were produced and raced. Even over 30 years after its demise, rally fans still look back on the Group B days as the best in the history of the sport. Number 5. The MG Metro 6R4. Despite being a latecomer to the Group B class, having its debut in the 1985 Lombard RAC Rally, it did manage to make quite a name for itself by coming third in this race. This plucky little British car, engineered by the Williams F1 team, features a naturally aspirated 3-litre V6 engine which produced 410 horsepower at 9,000 RPM and was capable of reaching 60 miles an hour in 3.2 seconds. Despite most Group B rally cars of the time having turbocharged 4-cylinder engines, the chief of Austin's Motorsport division, John Davenport, decided to go for a larger but naturally aspirated engine in order to avoid turbo lag and high running temperatures. Despite only achieving a top finish of third on the world stage, it is hard to not admire the car's styling and looks. The fact its engine later went on to power the Jaguar XJ220 means this car can't be viewed as anything but an icon. Number 4. The Ford RS 200. Another latecomer to Group B and another third place in its debut race, this time at the 1986 rally in Sweden. Replacing Ford's previous yet unsuccessful attempt at a Group B car, the RS 1700T, the four-wheel drive RS 200 with a fiberglass body and engine capable of 400 horsepower proved to be more successful than its predecessor. Capable of reaching 60 miles an hour in 3.8 seconds, it was slower than its competitors, with Lancia and Audi cars providing over 100 horsepower more, and its single turbocharger meant that it suffered turbo lag in the lower end of the rev range. However, the fact it was designed by Ford purely to race meant that it had the advantage over its competition, due to it being mid-engined compared to its front-engine rivals, and it also had a smooth power delivery. Despite the fact it came too late to make its mark in Group B through results, its design and its later success in rallycross means that the RS 200 is another true Group B icon. Number 3. The Peugeot 205 T16. Winning the 1985 and 1986 Drivers and Constructors titles, coupled with 13 rally wins across those 2 years, as well as achieving 16 wins in total, already makes it an icon of Group B rally. Debuting partway through the 1984 season, the 205 T16 dominated the second half of Group B rallying. Its formula of mid-engine and four-wheel drive would be the go-to for rally cars from then on. In 1985, the E2 version of the car was released, taking it from 350 horsepower in 1984 to 550 horsepower in 1985 through an improved Garrett T31 turbocharger and a water-to-air intercooler. In its peak, it won half of the WRC events it entered and was a threat to the more experienced Audi and Lancia teams. However, despite its success, it remains less of a cultural icon and is often overlooked by rally fans. Number 2. The Lancia Delta S4. Having previously won the manufacturer's championship in 1983 using their rear-wheel drive 037, Lancia decided they needed to move into four-wheel drive cars in order to compete with their main rival at the time, Audi. What was developed was the Delta S4 with a 1.8-litre inline four-cylinder engine capable of going from 0 to 60 miles an hour in just 2.4 seconds through its twin charging technique, utilising both a supercharger and a turbocharger. The first car to use such a method, with the supercharger kicking in at under 4,500 RPM to provide low-end torque, and then switching to the turbocharger above that point meant that it could overcome the boost threshold that plagued other cars of the era. Despite only having 5 wins, the car remains an icon of Group B with its low weight, high power formula mixed with its technological ingenuity, making it an amazing car to spectate going around a rally stage. Whilst it never won a championship, it was well on its way to achieving success before Group B was cancelled, coming in a close second place in both the Drivers' and Manufacturers' Championship in 1986. Number 1. The Audi Quattro. When you were asked to think of Group B rally, most people immediately think of the Audi Quattro. An icon of the sport, it is hard to place this car anywhere but first in the list of most iconic Group B cars in a category full of icons. The Audi Quattro competed in Group B with a number of different variants, from the more modest Quattro, which took part in the 1982 season, winning 7 races and the Manufacturers' Championship, as well as coming second in the Drivers' Championship to the mostly unsuccessful 590 horsepower monster sport Quattro S1 E2. Across its time in Group B, the Audi Quattro achieved consecutive Drivers' Championship wins in 1983 and 1984, with the A1 and A2 versions respectively. However, towards the end of Group B it achieved less success due to the rise of the Peugeot 205 T16 and the Lancia Delta S4, both of which Audi accused of cheating due to them being purpose-built rally cars, in contrast to the Quattro being a road car made suitable for rallying. Despite this downturn in success, along with Audi pulling out partway through the 1986 season due to rising safety concerns, the Quattro remains the fan favourite and characterises everything Group B was about. I think it's fair to say there was never a dull moment when the screaming 5-cylinder Audi Quattro went round a rally stage.